Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7. Live on hot7025fm.com.
Hi. Hey. What's up?
All your favorite artists.
Check it out.
Say my name.
DJ Khaled.
This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.
Man, I do that all the time, and I gotta stop it. Thinking I don't know which button to press. Okay. All right. How has it been? Happy Wednesday, everybody. Happy Wednesday. It is yet another fantastic week. I had a wonderful week, but before we even start the show, I just gotta clear up some things. Because I didn't think of nothing about this, I dropped a bombshell on everybody this morning. But I want to clear some things up because there's some things in the timeline that people are getting confused. My kid's mom got pregnant around August, okay? So she got pregnant around August, which means she's about 4 months pregnant now. My last relationship started in October, okay? So we were not together during this time frame of my kid's mom getting pregnant. I was with no one. That happened before the relationship started, so there was no cheating involved, no stepping out, no doing anything of that nonsense. I can't come over here and preach to y'all every week about how you should be faithful and loyal and then I turn around and do something like that. Although it would make for great drama on a reality show, if I must say. Because now that I think about it, like, I could have played that off. I could have been pretty dramatic about that. But no, just to clear the air, and you all heard it here first, there was no cheating. The pregnancy took place prior to my last relationship. Okay? So let's let that be known now. There was no cheating involved. And she knew. I told her when we started talking that me and my kid's mom tried to make another baby, which we did. He'll be here in June, Quanni Jr. Shout out to that. Speaking of, if you've all missed it, if you didn't know, if you didn't see the post, or if you just have not been paying attention to me all week or for the last few weeks when it comes to the show, I do have a little one on the way. He will be here in June. His due date is my birthday, around my birthday. But he's coming on my birthday. I've already called it and already said he's a boy. I got that proven right after finding out she was pregnant. I said it time after time it's a boy. It is. We found it out through the DNA test. So, or not the DNA, it was a blood test. Sorry, not DNA, blood test. Found out that it's a boy, so definitely haha there, great to say. You got a junior on the way soon. This one will actually be named Junior. And for all y'all saying that you already got a son, why wasn't he named Junior? Well, if you know me, you know that in 2012, I lost a very important person in my life, which is my older brother, and his name was Terrence. So that's why my son now, my first son, was named after him, just out of respect, out of respect for him. Again, yes, there's another one along the way. He will be named Junior. Again, there was no cheating involved on that, And why are y'all so shocked? Let me ask y'all that. Why are y'all so shocked? I've been telling y'all for months, maybe months, that I was going to have another baby. I've been telling y'all I was going to do it. And y'all didn't want to believe me, huh? And now look at us here, sitting around at the table, looking at the fact that I was right yet again. I got another baby on the way. So I don't know why y'all are so shocked by it, why y'all feel some type of way, but I told you it was going to happen. And now we're here. Other than that, the rest of the week. Oh yeah, let's talk about the rest of the week. It actually was a pretty good week. I'm not going to lie. I actually took my normal hours at work. I didn't try to do any extra and, work any major overtime. Week before, I pulled off like 60 hours. So I was like, just trying to calm myself down. Um, the personal life has been great. It's been amazing. Definitely be with the kiddos a lot. Of course, now that their mother is pregnant, I'm very active in the pregnancy, so I'm always trying to be there and be supportive. Always be around. You know what I mean? Making the day a little easier. The fact that it's a boy, man, I'm super excited. Like I can't begin to explain to y'all how excited I am for him to be a junior. And not only that, he's going to be coming on my birthday. I'm going to keep saying on my birthday. So if anybody that wants to disagree with me, just kindly exit the video or just don't say nothing to me, because there's nothing else you can tell me that's going to make me believe he's not coming on my birthday. That was meant to be. My junior is coming on the same day. And that's why he's going to be a junior, because everything about him is going to resemble me. Um, Let me see. Other than that, for this past week, has there been anything else? Of course, the Christmas pictures. Now, listen, I get this question all the time. The pictures I posted today, I did that. I took the pictures, I edited the pictures, I did it all from the comfort of my own home. I bought the equipment about 2 or 3 years ago, and I decided that I would never pay anybody else to take pictures for me when I can do it myself at such a cheaper price, at a way cheaper price, I should say. Sorry, excuse my language or my vocabulary today. But I definitely went ahead. I took the pictures, I edited them, I posted them, like that was all me. I'm like, ooh, excuse me. Whoa, sorry there. I'm a multi-talented guy. I'm a catch. That's all I can say is really I'm a catch. That's a lot of shit I can do myself that I don't need nobody else for, and I'm proud of myself for it. That's why till this day, I'll never want to take YouTube away from my kids, because YouTube fucking raised me. It taught me how to tie a tie, how to change oil, how to change a tire, taught me how to drive a stick shift. Like YouTube has taught me every single thing, well, majority of the things I know to this day. Online has taught me basically from YouTube tutorial videos. So I mean, hey, it's not that, you should definitely get into it. So I'll never discriminate against it at all, because YouTube was a very valuable tool for me growing up in my young years. So I mean, hey, without it, I probably would have been somewhere else or something different. I do have a few topics that I did want to talk about today, but first, um, I'm not going to talk about it yet, because I actually I actually have a few jokes that I want to give in. Am I done talking about my week? God, I can't even remember. Work was great. Work was good. The kids are amazing. We've had a great week. Them and their cousins, they've been getting along amazing, which is great to hear. I think that's like all the juice I really got for y'all. But yeah, other than that, like, yeah, again, it's true. I do have a kid on the way, another kid on the way. And, I, I told y'all there's no surprise to it. All right, so let's get into my little jokes here. I want to give you guys a few laughs and hee hee ha ha's before I actually get into the topics today and actually talk about them and discuss. And I probably said them before on the show, but if I have and you've heard it, then you're going to hear it again today. Okay, it's okay. They're my dad jokes. And every so often, I like to bring in some dad jokes to lighten up the mood before we get a little serious in here. So, do you guys know why riot police get up early? No? Well, they do it to beat the crowds. Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. I thought that was pretty funny. Woo! And you guys will never guess who I saw today. Well, it's everybody I looked at. It's pretty much. That was kind of it's a little dry humor, but it gets it going. Sometimes it works. Okay, it's a great shot sometimes. Um, oh, I get it. I get it. You guys didn't like my pigeon joke just now. Is that what it was? Is it too cornea for you? No, not that either. That was fantastic. A wonderful setup. Good job, Marquand. Also, something I learned today is that, did you know that dogs cannot operate MRI machines, but cats can? I thought that was pretty funny. It's okay. I'm laughing on the inside. Um, Now, out of all the Avengers, if I'm ever going to take advice from one, it's going to be the Hulk, because he's the most credible. Yeah, see, I'm just getting over with these. These are hilarious. These are hilarious. Woo! Well, and also, you guys know I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, but Peter Parker's day job, he's actually a web designer. It's okay. You'll get it sooner or later. You'll get it sooner or later. One of you will. It's okay. Also, I wanted to update you guys on something. I remember I told you guys recently about a book that I was very interested in writing, and I wanted to be serious and see if I can actually do it. So I'm really gonna give this thing a shot. May not be the best book you've read, may not be the longest book you read, but I'm gonna make a little book. And I really am gonna call it Tragedies of Love, with about 13 to 14 chapters. And the last chapter is gonna be titled Icebox. Don't ask me why. Just wait till you read it and you'll find out, I guess. But don't ask me why. And each chapter is going to be someone, a woman that I dealt with that may have changed my life or traumatized me in a way. We'll wait to see. You'll never know. But I'm actually going to put my best foot forward and try to go ahead and make this happen. Hey, this is a pretty thing I said. It was always the actions that hurt me, not the love they claim to have. I'm a poet and you ain't even know it. I knew it, but you didn't know it. Wow, I like that. It was always the actions that hurt me, not the love they claim to have. Man, I got something going there. I did not know that I was that poetic to have it just coming right out front like that. Cause man. Okay, so this is one that I kind of talked about briefly before, and I guess we'll just kind of jump into this topic here as I'm flipping through these pages. So this is one that I kind of actually talked about briefly before. Well, not really just briefly, but I've talked about before. And honestly, it's just one of those things that I love discussing because some of you seem to not understand the true values of a platonic friendship. And what I mean by that is, men, fellas, and I'm going to call y'all out on this one. You cannot have a platonic friendship if you are waiting for her man, or the guy she's dating. If you are waiting on them to slip up for you to get a chance, that's not a platonic friendship. You are waiting in the friend zone to become more than a friend. Let's make that be known. I think it's unfair that a lot of males in the society, like, I think we do a lot better if we can understand the true value of a platonic friendship rather than trying to find the benefits it can give us for the person itself. So what I mean by that is, you see a woman and you think of the benefits of sex, head, titties, ass, whatever it may be. Your mindset is stuck into the sexuality of it, right? Your mindset is there to where what you can benefit from as far as your sexual pleasure, or what you can see that'll make you excited, or whatever, make you get a boner, whatever you want to call it, rather than the fact of noticing that some of these women are really cool as shit. I say that because we complain a lot about women not being able to let us talk to them, not letting us vent, not letting us be there. And trust me, fellas, I'm not taking it away from you. There are a lot of women like that where you can't open up and you can't vent, and it's better off to just go get a therapist and talk to them, right? But here's where I'm going to fight you on it. Have you ever really tried having a platonic female friend with no hidden objectives, hidden motives at all? Have you ever sat there and tried to be with someone or deal with someone as a friend and say, hey, there's no sex involved. I don't look at you that way. I don't think of it that way. But what can happen is we can be great friends. I think, fellas, that we all tend to see a woman and, if she catches our attention because she may be attractive, or she may look nice, or she may have nice features on her body that grabs our eye, right? Let's be honest about it. However, how about if we stop to think for a second, like, oh, this girl wants to be friends? Well, she could be a great ear that I can vent to, or she could be a great, person to go to when I'm having issues or discussions, or just to even check myself. Let me tell you something. My best friend right now will tell you that it doesn't really matter what goes on or how things happen. When I get into it with a female partner or spouse, girlfriend, wife, baby mama, whatever you want to call it, I always check my sources. So what I mean by that is, I'll call my best friend and I'll give the full story. Like they always say that there's yours, mine, and the truth. But I feel like if I'm not honest to my female friends about what happened, I won't get an honest opinion on how to respond or how to react. So I love the fact that when I go to my best friend and I'm open and honest about the things I'm going through or the problems I'm having, that she can actually give me viable information. Like I don't have to worry about it being some half-assed response or half-assed treatment that I should do, or half-assed work I should do. to try to make the situation better. At least from there, I can get a valid point of view. Because if I would have said something or did something in the wrong way, I'd want somebody to tell me that, hey, you're fucking up. You are not doing what you should be doing. At the end of the day, right now, what's going on is you're being more oblivious to your selfish needs rather than kind of paying attention to this reality itself. I'm just saying, you know, I love having a platonic friendship because I don't have to worry about, listen, I can really be like, let's say if I am trying to go out and get a girl, right? Like, hey, friend, like, look, I'm gonna wear this, or I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it like this, or, whatever the case may be. Some of these females are cool as fuck. So sometimes they'll tell you shit about yourself that you didn't even realize or pay attention to. They can tell you shit that you needed to know, but you couldn't hear before. You know what I mean? Like, you see people all the time trying to tell you something. For example, my homeboys can sit up there and tell me all day long and say something like, oh man, you know, you shouldn't wear red, because it's like, I don't know why people be looking at you crazy in red. As to where your homegirl would be like, well, you shouldn't wear red because red makes you look like this, and people look at it like that. So instead of wearing red, maybe you should try wearing burgundy, so that way it'll look better. Yada yada yada. I know that's a small example, but I try not to go to the extreme no more, because I hear y'all when y'all tell me I take it too far. You took it too far, Biggs. I took it way past the extreme. So I try not to do that anymore. So if that wasn't extreme enough, that was the best I can do for the information given. But I want to say that in a way of, sometimes as a male, having a woman just to be able to talk to, you know what I mean? There's no hidden motives behind it. There's no, I want to fuck you behind it. There's none of that. Like, all it is a genuine friendship. And having that is just, man, it's just, all in all, it's very helpful. Because I'll tell you right now, man, like, we don't get a lot of people that we can just go and vent to without being judged, without there being a biased opinion to it. Like, when we want to vent or open up, there's a huge chance that that's going to go ahead and be used against us. But I have a best friend that I don't worry about that with. And just to be able to know that there are women out there like that, it's just a platonic friendship, and I can still be able to vent and feel free and talk how I want without anything being used against me. It's an amazing feeling. It is. But again, I understand every man does not have that. So, hey, go see a therapist, man. I'd rather tell you right now to pay for a therapist than to go talk to somebody else. Because all you're going to do with everybody else, you know what they're going to do to you? They're going to try to go tell your business to the next person. It's like the game of telephone. We just want to tell your business to the next person, because by the time we get back to you, it's a whole nother story. It is. But having that one friendship where you can actually speak and be able to say, like, hey, I know my best friend is going to be able to listen to me. I know she's going to give me great advice. I can't begin to explain how great that is for my mental. I can't even begin to have you guys fathom the thought of, what it feels like to know that I can openly go to somebody and vent without being judged and having a biased opinion. Because I'll be honest, I love my kids to death. I love them to death, all of them, and not one more than the other. I love them all to death. But if I wouldn't have also had the ability to have a friend, like my best friend, someone to talk to and speak to of the opposite sex, to actually be able to vent freely and non-judge, without being judged, y'all probably wouldn't be seeing me here today talking to y'all, man, because life is rough. Life is tough out there, man. It's really hard. Especially now with the holiday season coming about. Give me a second. Just to all the parents out there, shout out to y'all. Okay, shout out to us. All of the active parents, all the ones that put effort in and you actually try to be there for the kids, dealing with the kids, doing what you got to do as a parent. Shout out to us. Even the step parents, shout out to y'all, because y'all stepped up to be parents. Y'all didn't have to. But I want y'all to understand something. Don't stress yourself out. Don't go into a depression. Don't feel bad. Don't feel like you failed, all because you couldn't get one little funky ass gift on Christmas. It don't matter. Them presents don't mean shit. We do our thing 365 days out the year, 24/7. So do not worry yourself and stress over the fact that you couldn't buy an extra LOL doll this year. It's okay. You know my favorite thing to tell my kids? If Santa don't bring it to you, the IRS will. Like, no bullshit, man. We go through a lot as it is on day-to-day life and struggles. And I apologize to my parents growing up. Well, my mom, I apologize to my mom growing up, man. I mean, I didn't have the best of Christmases, but I got a new outfit at least every Christmas. So that was something to look forward to. But it was just like, adulting is hard. I think it's harder for our generation than it was the previous. But I'm not trying to discredit y'all or nothing. But I think it's become harder to be an adult now. Man, like this is real life. Like when you doing it especially when you're doing it alone, doing it by yourself. Like a special shout out to those mothers and fathers that are out there doing it alone, right? Um, I can't begin to imagine how tough it is on y'all alone doing it by yourself because you really like my kids only got me. So I can only imagine that, but don't let it stress you out because just remember that your kids only got you. And all throughout the rest of the year, you doing your goddamn thing for them kids. So all active parents, say it with me. I want y'all really not to stress, not to worry about it, but I want y'all to take a look at all your children with a big old smile and open arms. I want you to take your right hand and take your middle finger and point it at them kids as you say, fuck them kids. Okay? I mean that because, like, we good. The kids is going to be cool. Christmas is all right. Whatever Santa don't bring, the IRS will. Fuck them kids. Take care of home. You'll be all right. One little present won't be nothing. My kids know till this day who Santa Claus is. When you ask them, they say it's daddy. I didn't let my kids growing up thinking, listen, one thing they don't think is that it's a fat white man busting into the house in the middle of the night buying them presents. My kids know that them presents that they came from mommy and daddy. They know that I bought them presents and their mama bought the presents they got. So when it comes to Santa Claus, I'm Santa Claus and that's Mrs. Claus. That's all y'all need to know. Ain't nobody else doing this for y'all. Appreciate your parents because that's who doing it. I mean, I know my mom and them tried to keep the hope alive, but they could have told me, they could have been real with a nigga. Be honest with me, let me know. Santa ain't real. I do this. I mean, after a while, I caught on. When you get older, a certain amount, you catch on a certain age. But still, it makes you appreciate your parents on a whole new level because now we're going through the problems they had as adults. We get the stress over Christmas and holidays and getting this and getting that. You know what I mean? I don't stress over gifts I can't afford. Obviously, it's just not meant for my child to have it right now, if that's the case. My kids love toys in general, so any kind of toys I get them will do. But I'm not about to stress myself over it. I'm not about to be nervous. I'm not about to be depressed. I'm not finna do none of that. Like, I ain't got it. I ain't got it. But that don't mean daddy ain't been here being a daddy this whole time. And what y'all don't realize is some of these kids, they understand. They don't need you to be there all day, every day trying to buy them shit to buy they love. Man, listen, my kids love spending time with me, making TikToks and videos and shit. You know how much fun they had last night taking pictures, Christmas pictures? Man, and listen, even with that, just simple pictures, simple Christmas pictures. My son was so excited to be able to do that. You know what I mean? So excited. They was all just excited to be able to sit down and take pictures all together. Right? Like, come on now. It'd be small things. So your kids will understand. And again, one last time, what you don't bring them for Christmas, the IRS will. Because I'm just telling you, I just want to give a huge shout out again to all the parents out there, man. We got this. We holding it down. We doing our goddamn thing. These kids love us regardless for it. And again, yes, like last night we took the Christmas pictures. That was all in my home, man. I did all of that myself. And I'm proud to say I can do that. Like, I try to teach myself something different all the time, so I never got to worry about having to ask or beg somebody else to do something for me. I ain't never got to wait for nobody else. I could do it when I want to do it and when I'm ready to do it. But it was fun taking Christmas pictures. Everybody participated. The kids got tired after a little while. It's get pretty hectic when taking pictures. The kids get tired of, doing this pose and doing that pose. They actually just get ready to call it a day and they be ready to quit. Because my son, he took a few pictures and he was just like, after a while, I'm done with this shit. Like, I don't want to deal with this at all. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. And again, it was Christmas pictures. So they was just telling me, when you bring in again, my kids know I'm Santa Claus, right? I am. And I don't mind that. It's just to the fact that as parents, we work 24/7, all day, every day to provide for our children. Why would I sit up here and give credit for the work I do all year long to somebody else? Huh? To create a fantasy? No. See, I don't want my kids to be in a fantasy. I want my kids to live in reality. Simple as that. I want them to understand and know what goes on in real life situations. I don't think that's hard to ask for, to say, hey, I want my kids to just be understanding of knowing exactly who Santa Claus is, how Christmas works, all of that. I don't be ashamed to hide. I don't want to hide nothing from my kids. It's not gonna happen. To all of y'all out there also that's out here because the holidays is coming up. I realize that some of y'all jumping from person to person out here being a ho ho ho. And all I can say is I ain't mad at you. It's tough out here. You got to talk to 4 or 5 different people to get you a gift. So be it. Get you a gift. You know what I mean? I didn't buy myself a Christmas present this year. I might though. Actually, I don't even know what I want for Christmas. I really just wanted my kids to have a good time. That's really it. Damn, I'm getting old. I'm really becoming a dad, man. That's crazy. But it's gonna be a great Christmas. Let me just say that. But no, I'm pretty sure y'all be safe out there though. But don't be doing too much ho ho hoing around because man, you still got morals and shit to go back home to. You know what I mean? Speaking of, I wanted to give a shout out to a few of my favorite Christmas movies. Definitely The Grinch. I think we all know about The Grinch. Definitely Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. It's a classic. It's nostalgia. You gotta have that one on your list. Gotta have that one on your list. What was the other one I said for a Christmas movie that I was really loving? It was God, I can't remember that fast. I had them all written down at work, and I left work, didn't take the paper with me, forgot. So now I can't even do that. So it is what it is. Well, in the meantime, though, since I can't really remember all the other Christmas movies, y'all can tune in and chime in with y'all favorite movies too. Hey, Sheena, thank you for all that. I try to speak my truth all the time, every day. 365, 24/7. You know what I mean? So I actually got a few questions. It is a Christmas, holidays here. Christmas is coming. I got a few questions for Santa um, that I want to talk about. The first one is, with all this new technology going on, do y'all think Santa's still using the sleigh? Like real talk, like do you think Elon probably like built him? Well, you know, allegedly Santa being real, right? Let's just speak about it if he is real. You think Elon would have built him a new sleigh by now? Maybe like that truck thing he had. Like, do you think his car, like his sleigh, is like solar powered now instead of it being run by reindeer, or do you think he's still using reindeer? And that's slavery, if you ask me. But hey, I'm not the one to speak on it. You know what I mean? I'm just saying it resembles a lot like slavery to me. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm lying, I'm dying. Um, but I mean, that was some questions I want to know. Also, somebody asked me at work today, is Santa black? And I responded with the one thing I said, well, if you ask my kids, he is. Because remember, my kids think I'm Santa Claus. So when they see Santa Claus, they say daddy. They say black, daddy, 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 daddy. Hey, I'm not mad about that. I love the fact that my kids know. They know exactly who I am. So, hey, hey, hey. Oh shoot, I lost my place already. Also, sorry. Another question I was asked at work today was, do you think Mr. and Mrs. Claus still fucking? And let's be real. I think they is. I think they still get it in from time to time. I think that actually um, they get it in more than we would like to acknowledge and say. Cause ain't no way that y'all been delivering presents. I think possibly out of the entire 12-month calendar, they spend at least 10 months fucking. You don't think so? If you don't think they spend that much money doing that, then come on now. Come on now. I'm just saying. But teach his own too. Teach his own. I mean, Santa and Mrs. Claus, I know they're a little older, but age ain't never stopped nothing before. I used to work for a side note. I used to work for do y'all remember those, what do you call them? Those people that used to do the, late at night you be on there and the commercial come on with the slow jams, the old R&B songs, all of that good stuff. I'm like, hey, do you want this? um nice yada 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 collection, then all you have to do is go ahead and call now. Call this number on the bottom of your thing and we'll get you set up. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? I used to work for that company. No, dead ass. I used to work for that company. And when I used to work for them, they used to also sell products on the side like male cream and shit like that that'll get the older men that got an ED, help them get it going on. And I'll tell you right now, some of these old heads, like, they be like, oh, I'm 70 something years old. And even with me being 70 something years old, guess what? I'm still doing it. I'm still out here going strong. Like, I don't need anything to help me. And some of them be saying, no, I need something to help me. Because they just being honest about the fact that, hey, we ain't got it like that no more. We ain't, what do you say? We ain't young no more. We ain't little no more. Come on. But in real life, I think that it's kind of crazy that people are questioning that if Santa and Mrs. Claus bang. But then that's when I told them, I said that that would bring a whole new question or a whole new meaning to the line of what kind of cookies do Santa really want? Like, do y'all think Santa go around and tell them to leave out cookies for the wives to be out naked because he tired of banging Mrs. Claus? Y'all think he trying to whip and dip for one night into everybody else's wife or women? I'm just saying, because what type of cookies is he asking to be left out? Because I know as a kid, I done left out some chocolate chip and sugar cookies one too many times, and they ain't never been eaten. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, I don't know what's really going on. Hey, that's between them two, whatever it got going on. Sorry. Now for our next topic here, I'm gonna let that one go though. But that was just a few questions. I think y'all may have wanted to know the truth from Santa too. I think I just wanted to know a little bit about it, nothing too major. I just wanted to know a little something. And I kind of got off topic with the platonic friendship things because I never even finished with that. But just to give you a few examples of why those platonic friendships are important, I know I double back way back, but just to give a few examples is, it's great advice you can get. Again, non-judgmental, non-biased advice you can get. It's also important because you can see a different point of view. Because as men, sometimes we have issues with taking a point of view that a woman is giving us because we think that she's giving it to us in the wrong way. When in all actuality, she's giving us the context of how a woman is seeing a situation and how we could respond or react to it better to make the situation go away or make the situation improve. We're so caught up in trying to say, no, I'm right, instead of, oh, I should listen and keep my ears open, that we don't want to hear it. But I'm telling you now, sometimes these women will give you a point of view that you never even thought of. I can't tell you how many times this happened to me where I'm sitting there thinking like, oh, I got all these points of view down. I'm looking at it from every angle. And then here comes a woman saying something, and guess what? Boom. Threw me completely off guard. Like, damn, I ain't even think about that. Like, God damn, you said that? Damn, I didn't even think of it like. And it's been more than one time that has happened. But it's great to see that you can get some knowledge or experience or advice from the opposite sex, and it's all non-biased and non-judgmental. Because sometimes these women will give you better advice than your homeboys. My homeboys, every time it's happened, they just tell me to cheat. That's what they've been telling me my whole life, is to cheat. That's why I came on and cleared it up about the pregnancy thing. Like, this happened before the relationship. There ain't no cheating involved. It was completely different. Because even they couldn't get me to do it. If that's the case, if I have to cheat, I don't need to be with you. That's how I feel. If I have to really sit up there and cheat on you, what's the point of us being together? I don't think cheating is what needs to happen all the time. Like, who the fuck goes around and says, you know what? If you don't do what I'm asking in a relationship, or if you can't meet me halfway, or if you can't meet the same standards, or meet me, sorry, let me put it like this. If you can't give the same effort that I am giving into this relationship, then why do we need to be around? Because I'm not finna sit here and say, well, shit, she won't cook me dinner, so I'm gonna go fuck with Keisha that do cook dinner every night. No, I'm either gonna keep talking to you about trying to get dinner started, or I'm gonna leave you and go be with Keisha. Keisha cook dinner every night, plus she doing everything you doing. I ain't gotta ask her. She already know. Easy, right? I'm not gonna sit up there and say, well, since you won't cook dinner when it's nighttime, I'm gonna go to Keisha house. And then when I'm done with Keisha house at night, I'm gonna come back to yours. Come back to you in the daytime because you don't cook dinner, but she do. Like, what? Listen, I have yet to find a male give me a valid reason for cheating. I mean, female either, but nobody can give me a valid reason for cheating, right? And I don't want to hear that shit. It's only cheating if you get caught. I don't give a fuck about that. If you stepped out on your partner, you stepped out, right? But nobody can give me a valid excuse or valid reason as to why they stepped out. Because in all honesty, the easiest thing y'all could have done was leave. Could have left them alone. I've heard some women say that they're in abusive relationships, so if they try to leave a man, he put his hands on them. And part of it is I hate that you have to go through that, but the other part is call the police. Save yourself. Get a restraining order. You know what I mean? If he comes banging on your door again after that, call him again while you're there. He'll really go to jail for a long time. Like, follow the right rules. But the problem is, women, y'all tend to start thinking with y'all head in the situation when something like that happened. And then slowly, when time passes by, let's say you did call the police. About a day or two later, your heart started getting involved, and you say, well, I'm not going to go to court. I'm not going to press charges. I'm not going to do nothing. So you're giving this man the okay to continue to beat on you, is what you're saying. Because if he knows you're not going to press charges and call the police, or make it go forward to him to be responsible and be accountable for him hitting you, what do you think is going to happen? He's going to keep doing it because he knows that you won't really send him to jail. So I hate hearing it, but I also want you all to take the right steps to do so. I know some women are in environments where you're always around that man, so it's hard for you to do so, and it's crazy. But I know they have places around, like shelters and things like that, to help you get away from it. I mean, I would hate to have to worry about a woman being beat on in general, but in case you don't you know, do your best to escape. That's all I can say, because it's not right, but it's not right to sit there and let it happen either, especially if you have little ones. You know what I mean? One of my biggest issues with my kid's mom was like, I didn't want my kids growing up seeing that all we did was argue and fight and trip with each other. Like, if that's the case, then my kids are going to grow up thinking that that's all they got to do and that's okay and that's all right to deal with. And it's not. You know what I mean? That's really not. So you can stop the pattern. We all talk about these generational curses and breaking them so much, but we never do. And we have the power, we have the authority, we have all the tools necessary, all the resources necessary to stop these generational curses. Yet, why are we not doing it? Oh, because we lazy and we like to procrastinate. It's all right. I said for y'all. I know y'all didn't want to say it yourselves, but I'm just being real. That's what leads me next to another thing with platonic friendships. Like, people will call you out on your bullshit, and they need to sometimes. You got to hear it. You hear from as a man, you hear from your boys, you don't want to hear it. You hear from a woman, it's like, oh, okay. Well, maybe you talking. Let me hear what you got to say. Now I can pick up what you putting down. And it's crazy that it got to be that way, because I got some pretty fucking intelligent homeboys. You know what I mean? And we got some of them that just won't listen to each other, but I hear everything they be saying. The reason why I only got one baby mama, or my kids are all by one woman, you know why? I listen to my homeboys about dealing with the fact of what they got going on with multiple women when they have kids. I don't want those problems, so I didn't have them. You know why I didn't go to prison or jail? I got homeboys that been there, and I heard about the dumb shit that they did and how they did what going on, and I listened to them, and I didn't do that same thing. I followed a different path. I got homeboys that are really very fucking intelligent people. They got great advice, great game, free game at that. And some of our homeboys, they just, they ain't really in that mindset where they want to be being, giving advice on how to do things, because they just doing it their own way. We know them and we love them, but it is what it is. But for the most part, all of my friends are homeboys, man. We all grow together. That's one thing we will do. And if you ain't growing and you in a group, you got X'd out the circle. You ain't trying to grow no more. You ain't trying to be what needs to be what's supposed to happen. Now you just like, you doing whatever. Like, fuck no. That's not how it works. So, I mean, I'm glad that, another one is being honest all the time. Like, why doesn't anybody feel like they can be honest? If you're having a platonic friendship, being honest should be the easiest thing to do. It is to me. I hope my best friend feels the same way, but I'm pretty sure she does. But it's the easiest thing to do because, again, you're my best friend, right? And if I can sit here and I can be honest with you about it all as a woman, if I hold anything out, I may not get the answers I need, but I may get the answers I'm looking for. And I hope that didn't fly over none of y'all heads. Because sometimes what you're looking for and what you need is two completely different things. Y'all be needing something, but y'all just completely ignore it for what you want. Hey, but I mean, that's y'all. I've learned my lesson with it. I don't do it no more. That shit kicked me in the ass too much. I did what I had to do, and I'm done with it. You know what I mean? But now it's there. Now I have the respect for myself. Now I have the boundaries I set all the time, to where you have to respect me, because that is like my major boundary. And you have to respect me, friend, family, lover. You have to respect me. I don't fold on it. I don't bend. I don't go backwards. I don't do none of that. None of it. And the reason why my friendships work out so well is because of the fact that I'm always honest. I always make sure my boundaries stand firm. And I make sure I have the respect. I give the respect I'm asking for. It's that simple and easy, right? It's really that simple and easy. But y'all are always going into these platonic friendships thinking about what the other person can do for you sexually. Women do it too. Men do it too. It's a both gender thing. I can't tell them women what to do, but men, fellas, listen, man, let me tell y'all something. The minute you can gain control over your sexual conscience, the minute you gain actual discipline over it, is the minute you'll start getting everything you were ever asking for and looking for. I used to be just like y'all at a young age, wanting to hump on everything I seen. Anybody that came my way, I was a numbers guy. I want to run up the numbers. That's what it was. But now it's like numbers don't mean shit. I can fuck 10, 20 different girls in 3 or 4 months. And it would not make me feel better about myself in one least bit. Not even the fact that I've slept with that many women in a short amount of time. I'd feel disgusted, actually, that I had to sleep with so many women just to look for something. I feel disgusted with myself. That's how big it's gotten. It's like to the point now, I don't want to have sex with you if we cannot mentally vibe, if we can't get along, if we can't connect. If there's nothing there, I really like, you're not going to just show me a nipple and expect me to get turned on. Like, it doesn't work that way no more. When I was in my early 20s, oh, it feels good to say that because I'm 30 now. When I was in my early 20s, I mean, that's how I was. That's how I played out for your boy. You know, I was just fucking just to fuck. I was at the store every week buying more condoms. At least I protected myself. You can't listen. Let me tell you something. No matter what the numbers is, man, throughout the entire time of me starting to have sex till now in my lifetime, and I'm 30 years old, there's only one woman that has 4 of my children. One woman with all 4. So I was responsible in a way. You ain't heard about me catching nothing, having nothing. You don't see none of that. You know why? Responsibility. It matters. I was very responsible. And I continue to be till this day. I learn from the mistakes around me. I pay attention to the issues and efforts that other people go through so I can make them my own and make them better for when I go through it. Because just because I haven't went through it yet doesn't mean I'm not going to go through it, right? That's not what it means. However, I can prepare myself to go through it. You know what I mean? I can prepare myself to be there. So when that time comes, I know what to do. Instead of me just looking around with my head cut off, I go to the planning board like, all right, it's time to do this, time to do that, and time to do that. Call it a day because I've already planned the shit out, right? I've already gotten to it and gotten through with it. But a lot of the times, it's like y'all don't even care about y'all future enough to even plan or be ready for something to happen. Stay ready. You ain't never got to get ready. That's what I will say about it. You stay ready. You ain't never got to get ready. And again, it's all about the ABCs: your attitude, your body, and your complaints. Right? The attitude you take with things, or the attitude that you deal with and take things with. Your attitude is going to speak a lot about you. You're in a positive mood, a bad mood. Can you, get away from the funk you've been in? And then your body. Always treat your body right. Always treat it good. Always drink plenty of water. Eat plenty of fruit and vegetables. Always. Because without doing that, what you're going to do, you're going to be fucked over, man. You're going to be tired all the time, exhausted, lazy, procrastinating. It's way too much. And then the last one, complaints. What are you complaining for? Complaining changes nothing. There's nothing you can do about it anyway. You can't complain and change anything. It's pointless to complain. So remember the ABCs: your attitude, your body, and your complaints. Attitude, always check yourself at the door. Body, always treat your body right. And complaints, what are you complaining about where you can get off your ass and make something happen? Stop worrying about what you can't control tomorrow, because we in today. I don't worry about tomorrow, man. I worry about today. That's what I worry about, because tomorrow's never promised. So I live my best life the day of and every day afterwards. That one of my friends said today, like, "Oh man, you really got this element of surprise thing down." And I'm like, "Yeah." Shout out to Elise, small co-host, the Maryland with Melanin. But I do. I love the element of surprise. Like, we knew she was pregnant back, in October. We found out the gender of the baby 3 weeks ago. But I wanted to announce it the way I wanted to. I wanted to do it the way I can, the way I want it. You know what I mean? So I did that. I did it exactly how I wanted it to be done. I did the right plan and the right steps, and I did what I wanted to do. But man, like, y'all should know me already. I'm great at surprising people. I don't care for how do you say this? Everyone loves they want the fame of things. I just want acknowledgement. That's it. And at least I didn't hide it from y'all this time. At least y'all didn't have to wait till the baby got here to find out that I had a baby on the way. You know what I mean? I let y'all know that off the rip. But it is what it is. Tomato, tomato. Speaking of, again, my son will be here, my junior. He's gonna have my full name, man. Marquan Tanico Jawan Thomas. He's a junior. I cannot wait. My name and birthday. Doctor say, yeah, if he isn't coming by the 8th, we can induce you. And I'm like, y'all will. If he don't come by the 8th, she get induced. It was her choice too. She didn't mind. She didn't mind. She didn't mind. But yeah, y'all, if y'all thought the Christmas, and I told y'all that I said, listen, I put a post up and I told y'all, I said, I don't care whether it's my BM or one of y'all's, but I'm taking matching pajama pictures this year. And I was serious about those Christmas pictures. And we took them. I don't know why y'all listen to me. When I play, sometimes I'll be serious. I ain't playing. I said I wanted another baby. I got another baby coming. I said I was taking matching pajama pictures. I took matching pajama pictures. I tell y'all my play-by-play sometimes, but I play so much, y'all don't know whether to take me serious or not. And that's not nobody's fault but y'all's. Y'all should learn me enough to know whether or not you should take me serious. You know what I mean? But dang, I keep forgetting, man. It's time always just flying by, flying by. Okay. Last thing I want to say is parenting. We all do a great job at parenting. Okay. There's no need to tear one down over the other. Like moms, you don't need to tear dads down. Even though we don't see this, dads, you don't need to tear moms down. We don't see it often, I should say, because there are some rare moments that you do see it. Here's my thing with that. Moms, the reason why you're able to really bash the men so bad about the fact of them being deadbeats or whatever the case may be when you go on your emotional spill is because we as fathers, we don't need acknowledgement or approval from nobody to say that we doing it. You know, we don't need to get on internet and prove to the fact that we're being fathers to let it be known that we're doing our goddamn thing. We don't have to because it shows in our everyday movements and everyday character. So there's a lot of things that y'all will get on here and say and talk about men about, and it's because you'll never hear a man defend it, or you'll never hear a man go back and forth trying to come back and tell his side. It's because we don't care to get credit for what we're supposed to do. We don't. I know I got kids. I know I got to take care of them. I got to pay for stuff. I got to buy them food sometimes and clothes and shoes. I know that. So I don't need to go online and shout out the fact that I'm doing that for my kid. Like that's the bare minimum. I'm taking care of my responsibility. So I think that's something that we should try to leave out in this upcoming year as well, is trying to bash each other over who does what as a parent, because parenting in itself is a tough job. It really is. And I feel like if the men started to out the women as much as the women try to out the men, you'd see a lot more deadbeat mothers pop up. But again, we don't care to do so. We don't care to try to make you look bad because all we care about are the children and making sure that they're okay. So I really just think you guys should know that, because I'm kind of like, I'm over the little bashing thing, but it's just like, it's so irritating when nobody really does enough research to pay attention to what's going on. So I'm just saying, don't be doing too much, bashing, especially around the holidays, man. We're here to help each other and make things work out. Listen, not to put our business out there like that, but my kid's mom, like, she was stressing over the holidays. She was stressing over Christmas for the kids. So I made a deal with her. I said, listen, if you can get this bill extended to my next payday, I'll pay that bill for you, a few $100, you know what I mean? I'll pay that bill for you so you can stop stressing about Christmas. And don't worry about me not having Christmas ready for the kids, because as long as one of us can do it, I'm okay with that. So we made an agreement. She took care of Christmas for the kids, and I took care of bills. I took care of a bill for her, so that way she ain't have to worry about being over there worried about the bill being paid. She was over there comfortable to where she can call to where I'm at and say, hey, no, we good. Oh, you getting the kids now? Or whatever the case may be. We're a team at the end of the day. We are here to make it easier for each other. And we did our goddamn thing this year. Even though most of the year we spent fighting and tripping with each other, when the holidays showed up, we showed out. So shout out to us for that. You know what I mean? And that's the only reason I said shout out to these parents. Like, it's a lot going on, but don't get caught up in these holidays, man. Whatever Santa won't bring these kids, the IRS will. So again, man, I'm sorry I get caught up in the conversation with y'all, but I only got a couple minutes left here, so let me get my plugs in. Now, I love coming here every Wednesday to talk with y'all, but you can always find me on social media. You got me on Facebook at Marquan Thomas, or Quan Facebook Jail Thomas, because I'm always in Facebook jail. I can't even go live for like 70 days right now. I can't do none of this shit. They got me locked up. Instagram is Juss Quanni, as well as Talk is Cheap 702. That is Instagram and Twitter for both. And then Quanni 702 for those as well. And remember, when you're doing Juss Quanni, it's 2 S's, 2 N's, 1 I, no E. So JUSS QUANNI, Juss Quanni. You can also find me on I gave you Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat is the same thing. Either Juss Quanni, Talk is Cheap 702. One of those will work for you. But you know what I mean, because I love to talk to y'all so well, and I know some of y'all like seeing me. You can also tune in next week, next Wednesday at the same time, 5:00 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Pacific, not SPA, Pacific. Again, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time here on the hottest radio station on the planet, which is going to be hot, 702.5 FM. Don't forget the dot. And I'll catch y'all again next week, man. Again, it's nothing but love. Oh, sorry. Actually, it's nothing but peace, love, and hair grease. I'll catch y'all next week, man. Be safe. Love all and happy holidays.